Hello developers, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be seeing how to check an array is sorted or not. So I will be speaking both in English and Hindi. And so suppose we have given an input. So suppose we have given an input like this 10, 4, 12, or we can take some easy example like 10, 20, 15, 40. The purpose of this channel is basically to not only give you a solution but also to let you think in that direction how you can proceed with the problem. So if you check, this is an array, this is the first element of the array. So this is basically, in the terms of array, this is a of 0 and this is a of 1. So we have to check if a array is sorted or not. Sorted means it should be in the increasing order. So if we generally check, okay, just generally check how 10 and 20 is greater. Okay, it means we are just trying to understand ki when we are going to put any condition in a uh, loop or in a or in a conditional statement, what that condition should be. That this is what we are trying to find out. So in 10 and 20 is greater, then it means it's okay, correct? But we move from 20 if we move from 20 to 15, then in this case 15 is smaller. So if someone gives you a number, not in the terms of coding but generally, if someone gives you a number, you will say this series is not sorted, correct? Whenever you got any problem, just try to match up with the normal mathematics problem. So this is 10, 20, 15. So what we said, this 15, this 15 is smaller than the my last digit. So that's why we said, okay, this is not sorted. So if you see here, we got to know two things. First thing, we are iterating through the loop, and second thing, we got a condition that my this element, which is my current element, should be greater than my last element. So this two condition we got when we just debug the problem. So that's very important. Whenever you get any problem, um, you just try to understand what is your bigger number. Let's move to the code. Yeah, let me, yeah. So first we need a loop. So int I is equal to 0. I should be less than, this is my array, dot length I plus plus. So this is my array. Now you guys might have seen that in some cases we try to initialize the loop with 1, and sometimes we try to initialize the loop with 0. So let's understand this thing. So if you initialize something, like what you have to check, you have to check between the two numbers. You don't have to do anything with this. If we give you just 10, you will say, okay, this is sorted, because a single number is always sorted. Okay, but when we give you two numbers, this means you want to compare two numbers. So if you want to compare two numbers, then the idea is, if you start with 0, then you have to check with 0 plus 1. But if you start with 1, then you can check with 1 means whatever is your I means 1 minus 1, that is 0. So which is a better practice? To start a loop from 1 and then do I minus 1, or to start a loop with 0 and do a I plus 1. So if you take this if you take this, then it's sometimes better to start with 1, not with 0, in those scenarios in which we are comparing it. You got my point. I'm not telling you to not start with 0. Your loop should always start with 0. But in this particular case, since we are comparing the two numbers, so we have a choice. Shall we compare I with the previous one? Means, shall we compare 20 with the 10, or shall we compare 20 with the 15? So this is our choice. So a better approach is always to compare with the back number, not the uh, forward number. The reason being, um, when you start with 1, you know that okay, there is a number less than that number. It means there is 0 exist. But when you start with 0 and try to compare with I plus 1, you have to always make a check. You always have to make a check that your array should not give out of index out of bond exception. So this is very important to know. So for this kind of problem in which we have to compare with either with the previous number or with the forward number, we will start our loop either with, we have to choose, shall we start with 1 or 0. So it's always preferable to start with 1 and then compare with I minus 0. Otherwise the chances of getting exception increases. So I will also do the same. I will just start with 1 and see, here I have written my result is by default true, means it is sorted. But if, let me put this condition we that we just find out here. If my array of I is less than, it means if my array of I like 15 is less than I minus 1, this condition that we got is less than array of I minus 1, then if my I means my current value is less than the previous value. My current value, my 15, my 15 is less than the previous value. Correct. If my 15 is less than the previous value, then obviously this is not sorted. So I will just say result is equal to false. Now, see, loop is always continuous. It will not stop for you. Uh, suppose you have 10, 20, 15, and then you have 30, 40, 50. See what will happen. Uh, this condition will be checked and your result will be, here your result will be false. But when it moves forward, when it moves to 30 or when it moves to 40, then your this loop will run again, and I think there is some delay in the network. So your this loop will run again, and it will reset the value. So it's always important. You should always break your loop. Whenever you get the desired result, just break the loop. and this will return your result. I think things are clear. The things which we have learned in this is, um, first, whenever you get any problem, we have to first just try to solve it like it's a normal given numbers like 1 2 3 4, or it's a normal number. Don't think that we have to directly code it. Just think that okay, what those number are, then try to understand uh, how we are iterating through each number. Like, are we just comparing one number with the next, or how is it basically? That will help you to choose the loop, and that will help you to choose your starting index. But always remember, in the scenarios where you uh, compare your numbers with the previous or the next, it's always recommended you start with the one and compare with the previous number. Uh, Also, while debugging, you will also understand the logic, that condition. So this is simple code we have put it. Let's just run the code because it's very important to run the code. Um so this is my program, and basically I am passing this abstract kind of array. This is obviously not sorted. I'm not debugging this code because this is a very simple problem. Otherwise, most of the time when it is a complex problem, I debug the code. So it is giving false. Let's try out with some other like 8, 10, 10. I will recommend every one of you, whenever you guys are uh, taking or watching any video on the YouTube, it's always recommended that you always check the you always run that code, whatever that video is teaching, with some test data, so that before you continue your study, you should um, you should know, okay, the problem and the solution given to you is correct. Otherwise, there are sometime what happen, uh, there are some corner cases, or there are uh, some other cases which don't work. So it's always recommended you should always, before watching or before following any coding videos on YouTube, um, you should always first run the test cases, and then only you should move forward. So this is my last test case. Let's just stop it and run again. Yeah, it looks perfect. If you find it useful, please do share with your friends, or I'm creating videos with other languages as well, like uh, Java and JavaScript, and this is the code basically which we have written just now, and these are the solutions. Here you can go and just find out the solution. This is my Git repo, and I am also creating the courses for React, JavaScript, and other programming languages. Please feel free to reach out to me to know what's new, and these are the my some of the handlers. You can feel free to connect on any of the handler. I am available on all the handlers, and please do comment so that I will know what else you guys want, or what else kind of questions you want me to solve. Thank you, buddies. Have a nice day. Bye.